do men just have an aversion to monogamy? Do you have an aversion to common freaking sense? Come on, Carrie. At least at this point, baby, Big wasn't the problem. Big was not the problem. It was Carrie motherfreaking neurotic, self-centered, self-absorbed Bradshaw. Toxic. Carrie toxic Bradshaw. Like, she is the problem. It ain't Big. Because so far, 7 episodes in, baby, Big ain't really do nothing. He hasn't. It's Carrie. It's you, girl. Put on the Taylor Swift song because it's you. You're the problem. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, we will be going back and talking about the first season of Sex and the City, episode 7, The Monogamist. Now, in this episode, Carrie is completely infatuated with Big. This is the beginning of them dating, and she tells us that in the island of Manhattan, it's just been reduced to her and Big. She sees no one else walking like they on the sidewalk, and there's no one else around, and she is just head over heels. Y'all know how this love affair goes with Carrie and Mr. Big. And we end up seeing her getting a phone call from Miranda like, hey, have you seen or heard from this girl Carrie who I used to be friends with? I just haven't heard from her. So Carrie has committed the ultimate sin of forgoing her girlfriends for her new infatuation with Mr. Big. Now, Carrie is on the phone telling Miranda she can't believe so much time has gone by because she is just in this deep love hole with Big. And they end up being like, well, am I going to see you anytime soon? So Carrie's like, oh, well, you know, Big has this dinner thing, work thing, so we didn't have plans. So, yeah, I'll see you guys since I won't be able to see him. Like, girl, what are we, chop liver? Like, because Big is busy, you'll see your friends. But Miranda's like, do you hear yourself? You sound like one of those women we hate. So they end up making plans to go have dinner. And it is just so funny how Carrie spirals. Like, she has spiraled to this full on, in her mind, relationship with Big. And we'll see where that leads. And if he has spiraled with her. Because she never factors in, like, the other person. It seems that Carrie typically just projects her feelings on the other person. And she ends up in this warped way of feeling like everything is mutual when she hasn't even discussed it with the person. So Carrie ends up meeting up with Samantha, Charlotte, and Miranda, and they catch her up and fill her in on everything that's been going on with them. We have Samantha, who is obsessed with the idea of a new apartment. We have Miranda that just closed a big merger at her job. You know, back the days when Miranda had a brain, it's just so refreshing. She closing mergers instead of following behind Shay. But anyway, we're not even gonna think about that. Now, we end up telling Carrie about how Charlotte is practically engaged. And I am so curious as to how long the time has been that Carrie has been dating Big and missing out on hanging with her friends. Because how the hell is Charlotte practically engaged? And I am going to assume it's only been like 2 weeks, because that's typically how it works on this show. They probably done been dating for 2 weeks and they talking about she practically engaged. And Miranda ends up saying how even the dog is perfect, the guy is perfect, but Charlotte has one little problem. She don't want to put no fish sticks in her mouth. I'll put it like that. She don't want no fish sticks. She don't want no tartar sauce. And of course, Samantha is gravely offended, and they end up having a conversation about it and their opinions on it, which ends with Carrie telling Charlotte just not to do it. Now, as they are leaving the restaurant, Samantha spots Big. So Carrie goes over to say hi and sees he's having dinner with another woman, and she asks if he's on a date, and he's like, sort of. And Carrie is so passive aggressive in this scene, and it's not even warranted. This man is single. Single people date. And she's telling telling Big, like, I thought you said you had a work thing. He's like, I said I had a dinner thing. Well, she's stunning, and I should know because she stunned me. And Carrie's just like, enjoy your meal. Oh, I already said that. Well, have a good day. And she like hits him kind of aggressively and walks off looking at her friends like, the nerve. And again, I love Samantha because she's just always going to be supportive. Because when Carrie gets back, like within, like near her friend's bed to talk to him, because she's walking over to him, she's like, I can't believe it. He's seeing other women. Samantha's like, prick. But Carrie admits they never discussed exclusivity. So what you mad for? Because you are so head over heels and in the clouds, and you're projecting your feelings onto him and mirroring it back to yourself. Now you mad because the man is using his God-given free will and going out on a date, which is well within. Like, Big is not wrong in this situation. Like, you can't be like, yeah, your feelings could be hurt because, oh, I'm so busy, you know, thinking about him. I'm not even thinking about dating nobody else. That's fine. But to be so passive aggressive and like upset, no, babes, that's not warranted. And you know what's crazy? I used to hate Big, could not stand Big way back in the day when I was young and I used to watch this show. But going back and watching the show now, at least at this point, baby, Big wasn't the problem. Big was not the problem. It was Carrie motherfreaking neurotic, self-centered, self-absorbed Bradshaw. Toxic. Carrie toxic Bradshaw. Like, she is the problem. It ain't Big. Because so far, 7 episodes in, baby, Big ain't really do nothing. He hasn't. It's Carrie. It's you, girl. Put on the Taylor Swift song because it's you. You're the problem. So Carrie is back at her apartment typing up on her laptop, and she's talking about how, yes, they never discussed, you know, being monogamous, but she, you know, just isn't thinking about anyone else. Is it that men just have an aversion to monogamy? Girl, where you get that from? You never asked a man to be monogamous. So how do you jump to, do men have an aversion to monogamy? Girl, y'all, Carrie is crazy. Carrie is back crazy. You never asked this man to be monogamous. You have just been riding on assumptions and preconceived notions and your own feelings. And now that you see he on a date, now you jump to, do men just have an aversion to monogamy? Do you have an aversion to common freaking sense? Come on, Carrie. God, y'all, I can't with Carrie. I can't. And it is just so funny watching this when I'm older as opposed to when I was way, way younger. Because, baby, Carrie is the problem. Because how the hell, Carrie be ready to dive off a motherfucking cliff. How do you jump to, do men have an aversion to monogamy? Girl, what the are you talking about? Carrie, girl, what are you talking about? Y'all, like, Carrie is ridiculous. Like, Lord Jesus. Why didn't I see this when I was younger? Probably because I was just as ridiculous as Carrie, child. So Carrie ends up pondering the question of, with all the infinite possibilities, has monogamy just become too much to expect? Girl, y'all. So then she has her interviews with folks. And y'all, these interviews are all over the place. They are so ridiculous. One guy's like, yeah, of course I'm monogamous, but monogamous for me includes sex with prostitutes. And then this other girl is like, yes, monogamy is wonderful. You get this deep, profound connection and you don't have to shave your legs as much. Yes, of course I'm monogamous. Why? What have you heard? Yo, Karen knew some crazy folks. New York is full of crazy folks. I love these interviews Carrie used to do because they are so psychotic. Like, they are the most off the wall responses and answers. Like, girl, who were you? Who were your sources? Who were you interviewing? Because these people is crazy. Now, Samantha is out looking for an apartment and she's committing real estate cheating and not being monogamous with her realtor who wants exclusivity from Samantha, and unlike Carrie actually has the conversation about exclusivity. But y'all know Samantha, she gonna do what she wanna do. And she's seeing other realtors. Now, while Samantha is mixing her two great loves, sex and real estate, we have Carrie out having cosmopolitans at the bar with Stanford. And Stanford is telling Carrie that, monogamy is on its way out. It made a brief comeback in the 90s, but as the millennium approaches, people are leaving their options open. And Stanford is like, he can't even commit to a long distance carrier, let alone commit to one person. And that's when we have this writer with his 15 minutes of fame, Jared, who comes over, and he's so obnoxious and so smug. And Carrie gets back to her apartment like, oh, I used to get this rush from guys trying to hit on me during their 15 minutes of fame, but this was just exhausting. Carrie, you're exhausting, girl. So we end up having a phone call from Big. And why Carrie? For a writer? Carrie don't know how to just damn talk to nobody. She is so passive aggressive. Big calls. Of course we're still on. Why wouldn't we be? Girl. Yeah, what was Big thinking? Because I wouldn't be able to put up with this girl. She too much. Big is calling to confirm that they're still on for their date tomorrow night. And Carrie is just like, oh, there's so many questions I want to ask him, but I won't. I'll just ask Miranda. Girl, why don't you just ask Big whatever damn questions you want to ask? Hey, I didn't really feel comfortable seeing you on a date with another woman. I'm more looking for us to be exclusive. How do you feel about it? Or what are you looking for? Why is that hard? No, it's much better to spiral and blow a bunch of steam in your head and then go ask your girlfriend as if she's the one you're dating. You need to be asking the man you dating these questions, not Miranda. So we have Carrie out to eat with Miranda and they're having spaghetti. And y'all, okay, I'm finna sidetrack. Fun fact, I am so damn susceptible to like advertisement and like seeing stuff. Like I will see something and then it'll just become like this gnawing thought or idea in my head that will drive me crazy. I remember watching this episode when I was like, 19 or something like that. And I was watching it late at night, like 10 o'clock. And when this scene popped up and I saw them eating that spaghetti, it made me want spaghetti so bad. I could not stop thinking about spaghetti. So when the episode ended, I literally got up, went in the kitchen and made spaghetti. Like that is literally the story of my life. I am so susceptible with the stuff like that. But anyway, so they're having a conversation. And y'all, Carrie is I couldn't have a friend like Carrie, because I'd be like, child, you too much. Leave me alone. But Carrie is talking to Miranda, like he called and he said, hey baby, I miss you. Do you think there was some Mia Copeland in me? Oh, so do you mean like what he really was saying was not, hey baby, I miss you, but hey, I've been an idiot and please forgive me for dating that other woman? Yeah, exactly. Well, that means anything he ever said that I interpreted as sincere was really just projections of my percentage of his. And Carrie is spiraling and Miranda's just like, huh? I'm with you, Miranda. Huh? And then we see Skippy walking on over with this girl he's dating that works for Vogue. And I find it interesting that the girl who works at Vogue is like, oh, we all love your column at Vogue. And then fast forward to when Carrie end up working with Vogue, but they're talking about this little darling French bistro they ate at, and they end up walking away. The girl seemed perfectly nice, perfectly fine, no issues. Soon as they walk off, Miranda's like, who is that self-important bitch? I didn't know that was his type. What a pretty professional woman. same type as you, minus, being a sociopath. And Miranda's like, something looks different about him. Has he been working out? No, the hell, Skippy has not been working out. Skippy ain't picked up a damn dumbbell in his life, Miranda. Y'all, I can't. So then we see, y'all, never get confused and tricked when you be talking about the nice guys like Skippy, little nerd guys, because they gonna do you dirty with all the other kinds of guys. Why the hell is Skippy literally in the middle of having sex with this lady? Nice, like girl, this girl is great. Here's the phone ring. It's Miranda leaving a voicemail. Please tell me why this man stops mid intercourse to answer the phone. I have to slap fire out of Skippy. It ain't no way in hell. Now let somebody do that to Carrie or Charlotte or Miranda. Hell no. Hell no. Even though Miranda ain't had nothing to do with him doing that. She leaving a voicemail. She don't know who the hell happening. But the man was just on a date. And what do y'all on this show always do at the end of the damn date, Miranda? I felt so bad for this lady. Oh my God. I wish we could have, that's something I would enjoy. It's like more insight to what the hell these people be saying about them. Like how we got the whole insight of Carrie running into the girl that that Aiden dated after them, and she kept giving Carrie like that face. Cause I know people be dogging them out because this lady probably ran her mouth at Vogue about she probably ran her mouth to everybody, but you know what I'm saying, to her little friends. She ran her mouth about this ish. Like, this bitch Miranda called, and in the middle of us, he answered the phone. Y'all, they dead wrong. They dead wrong for this, Skippy. Come on now, bro. So while Miranda is leaving the voicemail, Skippy answers the phone and has a full-on damn conversation. And he's like, I can't talk right now, but Miranda is like, why don't we get together for, dinner sometime? And when I tell you, I could see why Skippy and Carrie are friends, because they do the same stuff, baby. When I tell you Skippy start projecting his feelings and mirroring them back to himself and spiraling just like Carrie does, because he gonna tell the girl, Allison, I'm sorry, you know what I'm saying? You nice and you great, but the woman that I'm in love with, she just called to ask me back. When the hell did Miranda ask you to be back together? She asked you if you wanted to get together for something to eat, child. Are you psychotic, Skippy? I mean, y'all, come on now. Do people really spiral this much when it comes to relationships? Like, the people I know don't. Like, you gonna spiral a bit, but they be jumping off a whole damn cliff. Skippy, Miranda did not ask you to be back together with her. I cannot, y'all. So we end up seeing Charlotte with the guy she's dating, and he's like, how do you feel about, us only seeing each other? Carrie, take notes, hun. This is how it's done. You have a conversation. You ask the person about being monogamous. Then you can't get mad if they say yes, and then you see them out to dinner with another woman. Not before then, though. And we end up seeing, of course, Charlotte says yes. And then we end up seeing that while Samantha is flaunting her infidelity, cheating on her real estate agent, we see Carrie at a party with Mr. Big. And is it just me? I cannot do fraudulent interactions. If something is really bothering me, baby, I can't just go to a party and hobnob. We gotta have a conversation. I can't, Carrie, but she passive aggressive, so that makes sense. I just can't, how are you a writer, but you don't motherfucking use your words? So Carrie is at this party with Big, obviously still in her head and not happy about seeing him on that date, when Big's friend accidentally calls her the wrong name and all kind of stuff. So they of course have this awkward interaction. And y'all, I can't with Carrie. I can't with Carrie. She has such an attitude. Now, they're at this party. They're walking around. And some random girl comes up to Big and just kisses him smack dab on the mouth. Like, you still have my passport. And, of course, Carrie and Big get into this huge argument. And I gotta tell you, I'm still siding with Big. I am. Because I'm a single person. I can greet somebody. I can go travel with somebody. I can go on a date. I'm single. And you have not expressed your feelings to me about not liking that I'm dating other people. And I don't like the whole, well, you could tell she unhappy. I shouldn't have to read you and decipher you. Like, look, yeah, to an extent, you can like read and feel that somebody's uncomfortable, but it's not my responsibility that you cannot express how you feel to me. So I'm kind of still siding with Big, because the whole thing is he's not forcing you to date him, Carrie. If you don't like none of this and you not on board with him dating multiple women, then jump ship, babe. Like, it's very simple. But they end up having this argument, and Big is like, what do you want from me? And that really sends Carrie over the edge. But again, I'm with Big. What do you want from me? I'm single and I'm living life and moving like a single person. What else am I supposed to be doing? I'm single. So Carrie is just like, what do I want from you? She gets upset and she walks off, and she has her little bright spot of some common sense, because she's like, you know what? I went so far out on a ledge with my feelings, I didn't realize I was standing out there by myself. Yes, the hell you are. Show you right. Carrie, girl. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You jumped off the ledge all by yourself, thinking you was tugging Big along with you, but he out here dating Julia and International Melissa and whoever the hell that lady was he was at dinner with. But y'all, is it just me? Like, I'm siding with Big. Are y'all siding with Big? Are y'all siding with Carrie? I don't think Big is doing anything wrong. And if I was Carrie, first of all, I would have been had the monogamous conversation. But let's say I didn't, and I was just so enraptured, like all about him and feeling like he all about me as well. Once I saw him on that date when I was with my girlfriends, I wouldn't have been passive aggressive. My little feelings would have been hurt. But I would have been like, once I saw him later, how many other women are you dating? Are you looking for anything monogamous? Because I am as well. Like we would have had a conversation. We wouldn't have went to his friend party at his apartment. Nah, babe, we need to talk. So I just feel like it's nothing wrong with how Big is moving. He's moving like a single person. Carrie is not expressing her feelings. She's being passive aggressive. And if you do not like how Big is moving and you want to be monogamous, have the conversation. Am I crazy, or is it not that simple? Now, Carrie ends up going to Jared's party. And y'all, Carrie, what Carrie want? Because Carrie gets to the party and she's like in a room where everyone is gorgeous and under 30. Monogamy seems like a quaint notion now. What? Girl, what? Do you want to be monogamous or not? Because why just because you're in a room with some random folks that's under 30 and gorgeous, why is now monogamy a quaint no? Girl, what are you talking about, Carrie? So we then see Miranda and the female Carrie, Skippy. And they just finished hooking up and they having a conversation, and Skippy is like, you know, he broke up with that girl, and Miranda's like, you ain't have to do that. You can still keep seeing her. Oh no, you know, I was still, you know, yada yadaing her when you called. I didn't realize it. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, Skippy, that's exactly what it is. Capital C crazy. And Miranda is like, I'm not ready for a full relationship. You can see other people. Child, Skippy gets so upset. He pulls a Carrie. He's like, stop jerking me around. He says the lamest, like, little comeback and insult that he throws at Miranda, and he storms out. Baby, how is she jerking you around? How is she leading you on? All she said was let her have dinner. And then like, yeah, y'all hooked up, but when did she say, y'all, We gotta stop just like having stuff be unspoken but feeling like that's what the person's saying to us, because these folks be jumping out the damn window. So we then see Charlotte with her guy, and Charlotte keep harping on not wanting to yada yada below the equator with this guy. But is she not noticing a damn dog that's staring at them the whole time? Like, baby, put the dog outside the room, okay? Like, that was a lot. So Charlotte and her guy end up breaking up because he's like, I would like a lot of yada yada below the equator, and I hope you there. And I'm with Charlotte. What does that even mean? So Charlotte is like, so you would give up a woman who would share your dreams, your fears, the possible mother of your kids for some below the equator action? And he like, you're right. Can you at least lick the tires? And Charlotte walks out and they break up. But the dog is happy because the dog is now back in her monogamous relationship with the guy. Now, Samantha is looking at a damn apartment at damn midnight, child, with the male realtor that she cheating on her main realtor with. And they start yada yada that she's topless when her main realtor walks in with this couple to show them the place. And the realtor is like, how dare you work with someone else? How dare you not show me this apartment? Like, it was so crazy. And Samantha is topless, and the guy behind her has his hands like covering her breasts. And he ended up looking at the lady. He's like, oh shoot. And then when the lady and her clients leave, child, they just start going back at it. Okay, Samantha girl, like, Samantha, come on out. So we then see damn teeny bopper 17-year-old Carrie, because that's how she acting at the party with Jared, and he asked her to go home with him. So she's like, let me make a phone call and call the guy that I really like, because I don't really like you, but I'm just gonna act like a teenager. And she calls Big and she's like, I'm at this hip party and this cute guy just asked me to go home with him, and he just walked up behind me and put his arm around me. Say hello, Jared. That was Jared. Yo, is this not teenage type mentality and behavior? Carrie, you a grown ass woman, girl. You got a whole column and career and rent and debt. Like, this is so damn childish. If I was Big, I could not. So Big is like, Carrie, will you just get over here? No, you get over here. I don't even know where you at. So she tells him, and she's like, meet me out front. When he finally get there, they have a whole argument. What are you doing back here? This isn't the front. This is the front. No, it's not. I've been on the other side waiting for 30 minutes. You see those doors? This is the front. No, the other side is the front. No, that's the street entrance. Depending on where you're coming from. Girl, is this what you wanted to talk about? Locale and entrances? Y'all, I can't with Carrie. Carrie is so annoying. But Big is like, look, I'm here. What did you want? I've been on this merry-go-round and the revolving doors, and I feel like I found someone I can stand still with. Don't you want to stand still with me? What the fuck you talking about? You asked me to the park at 3 a.m. to ask me if I want to stand still with you? Yeah. And then the music comes in, and he puts his arm around her. And Carrie is like, in a city of infinite possibilities, sometimes it's nice to only have one option. Carrie, shut the fuck up. You ain't being crazy, and y'all deserve each other, because y'all both is psychotic. I cannot wait Carrie from the top of this episode to the last moment of the episode. From her whole about men being monogamous, when she didn't even ask the man to be monogamous, to the infinite possibilities and don't you want to stand still? Y'all, I can't. But I enjoyed this episode, even though I've been ranting the whole time. It's entertaining. But y'all, and I'm the type of person, I always tell people, do not give me a lot of options. I am terribly indecisive. I'm so indecisive, it gets on my own nerve. And I always tell people, come to me when you done narrowed down, like give me about 3 options max. Do not come to me and give me 50, 11, 100,000 options, because baby, it ain't gonna go well. It's honestly not. Like, I'm that person that has to look at the menu before we ever go to a restaurant. Like, I'm looking at the menu some days before we go. If not, we're gonna be in there forever while I try to decide. I am so psychotically indecisive. So every time I kept hearing Carrie say infinite options, it was giving me anxiety. Like, just hearing the words infinite options. But this was fun, and just like that is just a terrible freaking, like, what's like the worst disease you could get that's not fatal? Like some kind of flesh-eating bacteria, like crab, like something terrible, SARS, but you like can't die. That's what it just like that is. So instead of dealing with that dreadful, I don't even want to call it a show, because like, what is that? We are going back down memory lane and enjoying the original psychotic but fun Sex and the City. So make sure you check out my playlist for season 1, Sex and the City, all the episodes from 1 through 7 that we have covered so far, and we will be continuing this journey through Sex and the City. Make sure you comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Y'all, let me know in the comments, are you siding with Big or Carrie on this one? I'm with Big. Thank you so much for always supporting the channel, for supporting the content. And as always, if you have any recommendations or anything that you would like to see me cover and talk about, just leave it in the comments. Thank you.